G'day everyone, welcome back to Nat's Next Yard. I'll be Nat. I'm still playing with this tachometer speedo for Otto, the CX500. Now looking at the manual, what come with it, well thumbed. I have mentioned this before, I've got a couple of sheets jammed in the back. Old, blah blah blah, new, tacho, nothing because it was a mechanical tacho. Tacho, yellow and green and green. I wonder if this has been converted already. I mean, it's not working, but don't know. Now looking at the, I'm still halfway through stripping this off. The drive doesn't feel like it's massively attached to anything. I don't just want to give it the big heave-ho to remove it. I'm going to have to dig through a little bit more, but it says about yellow and green, etc. Kind of lends itself to that, I think. I don't know what that is. It's not the flasher relay. Got that in the actual base. I don't know. It's all very confusing. Right, I think I might have to, if not drop, then at least dip the headlight to be able to get to the bolts for the clocks. Don't really want to mess around with too much, but I do want to get that one off. Right, let me piss around. It's not really filmable and I can see what's going on, hopefully. Oh, might one day focus as well. Focus. Right, cool, let me get on with that. Exploratory surgery continues. So pull in the tacho as much as I can with the contacts of the wires. Got two bulbs, so that's the lighting circuit. The circuit that goes down to the bottom, which is the only other one there, is temperature. So there is no inherent electric tacho, which makes sense. I wasn't expecting there to be. So I need to find a way of releasing those so I can get this clock out to see whether or not there's any way I can split it. Oh, it looks like there might be. And get into it and somehow see if I can get the guts out of that. The guts out of that. See if I can make one guts. Yeah, it's got to be worth a go, isn't it? Yeah, there's no extra cabling kicking around in there. That is entirely the oil. So let me see if I can feed out the lights. To be brutally honest, I could just snip and reattach it. There's enough cabling there to do it. It looks to be, doesn't go anywhere else. So straight from there to there. That green is that green or is it another green? I think it's another green. Right. You see what I can do. Okay, so I've got the tacho off. Oh. And I've had to angle grind the back off it, thinking I can have a go at just welding it back on. More importantly, the bit that I cut is below. I've just put you down. I need to show you. You know, they sit in these cups, so it's hidden. So what is invariably going to end up being fairly crappy welding ain't going to show. So what have I got? I've got two halves of the show. So I've got the showy half, which is essentially, never seen this before, taken apart, but so that's where the drive for the rev counter would screw on, through and in. I've obviously got the temperature gauge, which would be nice if I could keep, frankly, but I'm not going to die in a ditch if I can't. So my ideal would be, can I strip out all these gubbins, keep that face, put those gubbins in from the electric one. I'm tempted to try. tiny little spring in there, pulls it back. So a lot of potential cocking around to see if I can do it. Let me might just be able to push that through because it's just a rubber grommet to stop water getting through. I'm going to need to do this anyway because if I fall back onto the plan, I'm just going to have to slot something in there anyway. My electric speedo was 15 quid. I'm not fussed about if I break it. Now in the grand scheme of things, there's 2 screws there that hold that plate on. He says confidently. Now what I could do, my simplest solution, is similar depth. Just find a way of filling in the gap. I think I'm going to do that. It's a little bit of a cop out. Right. Siblings arguing. Never hear that in my house. I did mark this. So it's really a case of wedging that through that. I have to beat out that ridge. Be great to have it driving that dial. Don't know. In for a penny, in for a pound. So I've cut through, if that'll ever focus, I cut through the rim. Yes. And essentially ended up with the inner workings. So this back plate controls the light, because that's where the 2 power cables for the light go. And into the itself. And the main 3 positive, negative, and the actual induction cable go up there. Now the question is, can I get that in there? I've no idea. I have absolutely no idea. And my fallback to all of this is obviously use the Chinese speedo, single speedo, and get rid of that one. So can I fit that guts in that space? Doesn't look far off, does it? Doesn't look far off at all. Right, let me have a play and I'll see what I can do. I'll drop you back in. Okay, so it has taken me absolutely forever, but I've whipped out the guts of t'other one. I've included guts of the new one. I've whacked on a load of, I've basically had to take the whole top plate off. I've had to sacrifice the lighting units on the new one. It just wouldn't fit, which is fine because I've got the bulbs for the original fit, so actually it probably makes it a little bit more original. Yeah, I think we're good. The spacing between the two bolts at the top is slightly different, so I'm just going to have to cock around with the top plate for a couple of minutes and then bang that in. I don't think I'm going to get the original needle on without some fairly heavy arting around, so that's going to be next job. Cool. And we've hit a stopper. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show you this. I'll try. Let's see what we can do. The new inductive badger. So you can see. So if you can see the coil that's moving from your right to your left. So just behind my thumb there. It gets so far round to around 3,500 to 4,000 revs, and then it snares. It snares on the mechanism for the temperature gauge, which means this ain't going to work to keep the temperature gauge, which means I either hollow out. I obviously have to leave it there for demonstration. Now my Chinese replacement doesn't have a temperature gauge. I could just hollow it out and have it there as a, as a blank. Also the dial doesn't fit on this one, so it'll have to be the mini short one. I think I'm going to knock it on the head for now. Have a think, because I'm thinking of just decluttering that top. Let me drag out the Chinese one. Now I've proved that the induction coil works. It means it needs some tinkering. Don't get me wrong, but dropping from all of this caggage up the top to a simple single, come on you, a simple single dial, I think. Just, I'm not going to use the cones if I do that up that way. I think it just helps. I think I'm going to go Chinese. And just plopping that on will just make it look cleaner. I don't know, do I go for continuing as I am but with no temperature gauge, which this doesn't have anyway, but keeping the look, or do I just strip it? I'm erring towards just stripping it myself. Right, short one, questions. Give me your suggestions, boys and girls. I need to put it away now because I've been going too long and it's running crap off that awful fuel I've got. I must get some fresh and run it through. Cheers all, I'll catch you later. Ta-da. There's somebody bouncing up and down the hill with no helmet. If you think I'm a naughty boy. I've taken the heat sensor out. I can't give up on this yet. I want to try and keep it looking as close to it as I could by keeping the speedo and using the guts from this to run the it's got to be worthwhile at least finishing off and seeing how it looks. Right, I'm losing light and I can't focus, so I'm going to knock it on the head. Cheers.